Hello, hello, hello. Today is our movie club or class, I don't know. And today we are going to speak about a strange movie. It's Arizona Dream. And just because I don't understand anything about this movie and I don't have questions and I don't know where to start and where to continue, so I asked Diana to lead this class today.
Oh my goodness. So you better did that before the class, you know, just not right here.
I know.
Because
It was a trap.
Okay, I'll definitely help you, Ivan. So you watched the movie, right? You know,
yes.
You know the director of the movie. So can you tell us anything about something about the director of the movie?
Okay, I think that the director of the movie is Emir Kusturica, and he's from Serbia or somewhere from there.
Former Yugoslavia. Yes.
From Yugoslavia, and I like his movies a lot. I like his movies about Black Cat and White Cat.
Oh, that's my favorite, by the way.
Yes, yeah. And another one. I forgot the names, but in general, I like them all. They're all different. They have special genre, and it's always fascinating. And also, he has own orchestra, No Smoking Orchestra, and he play own music, and we can hear this music in all his movies.
Well, actually, you are talking about Bregovic. So this is Goran Bregovic has his own orchestra, and his music is actually in lots of Kusturica's movies. So, and Goran Bregovic is just going all over the world with his orchestra. So, but Kusturica is also sometimes, you know, writing music to his movies as well. Yeah, with Bregovic, yes.
So to describe, I don't know how exactly I can describe this genre of this director, but it's something art house, I would say. something that make you confused, that make you don't understand what happening here. A lot of absurd included usually.
Yes, absurdity is there definitely. I agree.
Yes, and usually I like this sense of humor. I like this type of humor usually. So that's what I know about the director.
Okay. I want to ask the others, what do you know? Have you ever watched any other movies of this director, or was it like your first first film of this director? Anyone?
I don't know. Do you have subtitles?
Well, actually, why I picked this one, you know, I wanted us to discuss some of the movies, and I think this is the only one in English. I don't know if it is possible to watch his movies. Probably it is possible to watch with subtitles, because a lot of his movies were the winners of some prizes, you know, in the international film contests, something like that. So I'm not sure.
I know a few in English. So Life is a Miracle one.
Life is a Miracle is a great one. That's wonderful. I would highly recommend this movie for everyone to watch. It's beautiful. Yes. It's just an amazing movie. Yes.
And I agree. I cried like a child, you know.
Well, yeah. But you know, there are so many. What I love about Kusturica's movies, that it shows us. You know, here in Ukraine, there is one great poet and poem, which I really like. So there is a line over there, which actually says like something, I'll try to translate it. So sorrow and joy embrace each other. So that's the idea. So in all his movies, you can see the tragic moments and the ridiculous moments, and they just happen almost simultaneously. So you can find funny things in very, very sad things, you know, like in real life. So that is why I think that this surrealism, as Gerard put in our chat, these surreal things, they are very, very real sometimes in his movies, you know. So that's what I enjoy. That's what I like. Okay.
It will be interesting to discuss it with with you guys if you will take some time to watch it, because I think sometimes I think that we understand Kusturica so much because we are all close to this culture,
Probably.
maybe.
Yes.
Or
yes.
something like this. Because
culture is similar.
it's also Slavic culture. It's very close, and maybe because of that we like him.
Well, I don't know. So as the winner of a very, in Paris, he won a couple of prizes over there. So I think that not only us who understand him. So if the critics from such a high rank appreciate his work, so probably it's not just us, They are very bright. All of them are full of life. I don't know, very vivid, very expressive. So that's interesting. So Time of the Gypsies, I actually watched this one. It's like his early works. And well, that one was very sad for me for some reason. Probably the time was not, but it is a kind of a sad movie. So, and Underground is the same. I like Black Cat, White Cat for its, like humor and, celebration and, like this sarcasm and, well, humor actually. So, and Life is a Miracle is a great one. It's just like probably his best work ever.
Get known his art by Underground. I just run into it, into Underground. It was so unusual for first sight, and that's why I watched other movies.
Yeah. So I have Black Cat, White Cat, and Life is a Miracle in my library. Yes, in my film library. So from time to time I rewatch it. So, okay, but let's come back to the movie we are going to discuss today. Who can summarize it? Okay, do we have a victim who is able to summarize that? How about our usual summarizer? Gerard.
Well, I'll cheat a little bit because I have a summary here.
Okay.
On Wikipedia. It was the
okay.
The protagonist of the movie is Johnny Depp. He's a guy who tags a fish in New York. He had a dream about a Eskimo who catches a halibut. It's a very rare fish, very, very big fish. And with some difficulty, he reached his igloo. How do you call this? Igloo, is it correct? Igloo? Igloo.
Yes.
Okay, and then so his cousin Axel wants to persuade him to enter in the car business because his uncle sells Cadillacs. In the meanwhile, he encounters two women, one in her 40s and another one young.
In her 40s? Oh my goodness. Okay, I would say in her 50s, but okay, let it be 40s.
Yeah, but I think in the movie, but I think, I don't know, but I understand the anniversary was 40-something.
Okay.
I know the real age of Faye Dunaway was 52, like this.
Yeah. Okay, probably 40s, right? Okay, let it be 40s.
It's like Johnny Depp. I think in this movie pretends to be 18 or younger than he is.
No, he's 23. In the movie, he's 23. He says his age when he, when his uncle introduces him to his fiance. He says that he's 23. Yeah. So, but in reality, he's 30, right? So when he casted in the movie, he was about 30. But he looks good.
Yeah.
He looks great.
He looks very young.
Yes, he does.
And these two women. One is a young woman. That is the one had the heritage. How do you call that? Heritage?
She's the heiress.
Heiress,
Yes,
heiress.
the heiress of mine. Yes. Mhm.
And the other, the older one is the stepmother, because
Yeah.
she was married with her father, and they
Mhm.
don't get on very well.
Well, yeah, their relationship is kind of fiery.
And that the arrival of Axel, I think, makes things worse. Axel gets
Right, he didn't help. No.
in love with the older woman, and the younger one also likes him.
Yeah.
He doesn't pay heed.
Probably she does not like that the mother, took him, kind of, right? So that's why it's jealousy involved first, right? Mm-hmm.
The mother has a dream of building a flying machine, and
Yeah.
the younger woman her name is Grace, always destroy the machine.
Yeah. Yes. In the dead of the night, yes, when everybody is tired and asleep, right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Another thing, the Grace has some turtles. I think
yeah.
it talks about reincarnating in a turtle or something like this.
Right, and live forever. Yes. Mm-hmm.
And there are some violent moments.
I really enjoyed their dinner, that moment of the dinner and the suicide attempt. Do you remember that moment?
Yeah, but they play Russian roulette.
No, that was before that, the dinner party. Do you remember the dinner party? When they had this Paul Leger. Paul Leger has a dream as well. Do you remember the dream?
No,
Paul, the cousin?
Really. Not really.
He wants to become an actor.
Yes, with a plane.
Yeah, Paul Leger, actually, but he likes to call himself Paul Leger and pretends to be an actor. Mm-hmm.
Glamorous actor.
Yeah. Okay. But do you remember that? I think it's a brilliant scene. The scene with the dinner. So I don't know why, but Axel. No. That's the different one. So at this scene, after the scene, actually, Axel decides to stay with Elaine, with the older lady. Yes, with Faye Dunaway, Elaine. But he is telling his dream about this Inuit, yes, and about this igloo and everything. So, and Grace is putting her turtle on the table,
Yes.
and the turtle, and this turtle is crawling over his plate, and each time Axel takes the turtle and puts it back, and the turtle starts crawling all over again, just over there. So, and mother doesn't like it, and there is a scandal going on because Paul actually tries to do something under the table, kissing her legs or something like that, tickling her,
playing with feet.
That was ridiculous, And at the end, Axel just takes something, water or something, or wine, and just throws this water into his face, into Paul's face. So, yeah. But what happened later when, oh my goodness, when Grace decided to commit suicide? Do you remember that?
Yeah,
what happened? What was the trigger?
I think Axel followed the game and shoot several times to himself.
No, not that one. But the first attempt during that dinner.
The hanging
when she took
from
yes, pantyhose.
Pantyhose, elastic pantyhose.
Oh my goodness, that was so ridiculously funny, when she was just jumping up and down, and Axel was rushing back and forth, trying to comfort Elaine, and then Grace again, and Elaine again, and Grace again. So yeah, that was an interesting scene. Okay, so he stays, right? He decided to stay with Elaine. He falls in love, or whatever it is. What happens next?
They go to a play,
they pulled
to a contest of acting people, and there are some judges, and Axel is not valued very well. He's not rated very well because his impression was a little bit weird. The one that simulates that a plane is attacking him. I don't know the title of this movie. I think
that's a famous scene, actually. That's the
Cary
famous scene.
I know the actor is Cary Grant.
Yes. I forgot the title of the.
Okay, see, Northwest.
Yes. But this famous scene. But well, it was very courageous of him to make this impression, because there are no words at all over there.
Maybe someone wants to continue because I'm holding the glass. Ivan.
But I cannot. I would like, but I cannot.
You cannot. Why? Lost for words.
Well, yes, lost for words, lost for images. when I watching that, I was able to watch scrupulously on the beginning, and after I just watched it in background and then forget everything.
Okay. Vasant, how about you? Your favorite scene, or are you able to continue?
He wrote something about background noise before.
Okay. Yeah. So there was this scene with this Russian roulette scene. Yes. Then one night, Axel actually decides to to ask Grace if it was her who destroys the planes that they are building with Elaine every night. So someone destroys those planes. So he comes up to her room and asks her about that. Yeah. Well, actually, he wants to kill her, actually, right? Because both of them were so unhappy together that he was kind of feeling sorry for both of them. But I think as he was with Elaine, he decided that it would be easier for him to kill Grace. So very interesting decision. So he came to her room with a gun, right? Okay. And there was this Russian roulette thing. So he could not kill her, but then he offers him this game. So we can see that she does not actually, value her life a lot, because she's introducing this game for him. And he accepts the rules of the game, and almost kills himself. What do you think about this thing? What is it about?
It's the scene when he shot it a few times in a row, right?
Yep.
Well, it's a stupid thing in Russian rules.
It is. It's a very stupid thing, very dangerous one.
Because each next, it drastically differs in chances.
Absolutely. It was like a nervous breakdown for him. So he decides, okay, I cannot kill her, so I will solve all the problems. Yeah, because he realized that he was the trigger, like he was the one who was between them. And he couldn't help them both. And he felt so sorry for them both that he wanted to, just to kill one of them in order to end all this suffering. So I just, it's very interesting for me. Why do they suffer so much? They are obviously not, you know, lacking anything. They have everything they need, right? What's the problem with them?
Axel.
Why are they not so? Well, do you think it was their problem? Just Axel. They were not happy before they met him, right?
But Axel made the situation worse.
Okay. Why?
Especially for Grace.
For Grace. Okay. So you think it was worse?
Yes.
Why?
Why? Because Grace also liked Axel, and Elaine had Axel, so that must be a very, I don't know, annoying.
Yeah, I understand that. Okay. Okay, so would the situation were different if he picked Grace?
Maybe, because it would be it's more understandable that Grace was close to the age of Axel. I think it's something more normal.
More normal. Okay. Okay. So, but it is very hard to call Grace normal girl. Just, you know, just speaking about the time, yes, this reincarnation, just playing the accordion to the turtles all the time. Kind of a weird girl, yeah.
But also was Elaine with a flying machine. Why don't you buy a flying machine, a plane, instead of trying to build one?
But Elaine is poor. Elaine does not have money. Grace does. So apparently, it is not quite, I cannot quite understand it from the movie, but Grace told that Elaine killed her husband, that is Grace's father. So, and in one of the conversations, Elaine said that it was because of Grace. So something happened and she killed her husband to protect Grace somehow. So it is not quite elaborated on that, but there was some interesting situation over there, like a family thing. So, and the fact that they still live together, it also does not help, right? So they are living together, they are stuck together. Apparently, Elaine cannot leave because she does not have money. She said it a couple of times, I don't have money, I don't have money. All the money has, so all the money are Grace's because she's the heiress, right? So, okay, but they still live together. So, and, okay. Axel comes up.
I'm wondering whether that's normal in America, because the wife should have some money, I guess. A widower?
Well, but if there is the will, maybe it was like in the will that everything will, the Grace will have everything, and that's it. So probably we don't know that. Okay. Okay, what else? What other
important
scenes
things
do you remember? Yeah.
The death of the uncle.
I really liked, remember the moment, yeah. Do you remember the moment when Leo and Paul came to take Axel back home? Do you remember? And Leo accused Elaine. he told her, he says, I don't want to offend you, but you are old and Axel is so young. But you know, just it was not very fair of him, because his fiance is the same age as Axel is. So for him, it's pretty normal, yeah, to have a young fiance, my Polish cupcake, as he called her. Who's crying all the time? Why do you think she's crying all the time? Polish
know.
cupcake.
I don't know.
Polina Poliskova. Ivan, can you guess why she's crying all the time?
No idea.
No idea. Well, I just can imagine if she's Polish, so to say, if she is an immigrant, and like 10 years ago, I was working at the dating agency, and I know the type of women who wanted to marry men in America, and there was no age difference which would stop them, to do that. So probably for Millie, it was not very, it was not love, so to say, to get married to the old guy. And when she saw Axel, who was so young and so handsome, she just started crying. Maybe she's, crying all the time because of that, because she just marries the guy, I don't know, because of his money, because he's a business owner, because it's better life for her. So that's why, but it's just not very, happy thing for her. Probably that's why she's crying all the time. I don't know. Just can guess. Okay.
And you think we had a chance to understand that, right?
I think I can understand it well enough. I've seen a lot of women doing that. Communicating with older guys and telling them how pretty they are, how handsome they are, and how they would like to meet them. And they just almost fall in love reading the letters. Just all this crap. So I've seen a lot of that. Pardon?
Not you.
Yeah. Yes, and age is not important and all this stuff, and then in a year or two they got divorced and trying to sue the husbands. I followed up some of the stories, and some of them are not pretty at all. So okay, I don't want to say that Millie was not like a, how to call that, gold digger. Do we call it gold digger? No, probably not. Okay, but probably if she had a choice, she would pick Axel as well, right? Not his uncle. Okay, yeah. So during this scene, I like the scene when Paul tries to drag Axel to the car, and Leo is talking with Elaine, trying to actually, there are very interesting comparisons he's thrown at her. He compared her to the old car. Do you remember that? That was funny. I like those comparisons a lot. So he's just telling her that even though she's even though if you have a classy car, in a couple of years you can compare it to the newer version. And you see that the comparison is not, how to say that? So basically he says that the newer version is better, is more pleasant to look at and to have than the older one. Okay, so what did Elaine do? How did she react?
She took a shotgun?
Well, she took a rifle, I guess, right? Something big. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
so
started,
he shooed them away.
Shooting.
Yes, he shooed them away. So they got scared and left Axel there. Okay, Vasant, are you able to talk?
Yes, I will.
Ah, great. What about your favorite scene or interesting scene, something which confused you, maybe?
Yes, many times actually I wrote a question about it. The fish was hovering in the air.
Yeah.
So, I cannot understand what does that mean. Is that a dream? I'm not sure.
Yeah. What do you think, guys? Why the fish was there in the desert all the time? Kusturica just smoked something probably. Yeah.
Should be some metaphor of some kind, but I don't know what.
Well, I think you're right. I think it is a metaphor of the dream. But dream, you know, like in English, there is like two meanings of a dream. So the film starts with the dream when Axel is sleeping and dreaming about these Inuits and the fish and everything. So I saw it like this, that every time when there is a dream and not the reality, there was a fish. So he was actually dreaming, but it's kind of a dream in a dream. So, and at the same time, the film is about daydreaming all the time. So Elaine has her own dreams. Axel has his own. By the way, what is his dream? We didn't mention his dream. What was he dreaming about?
Some Norse sense, right? About the igloo. No?
Yeah, about Alaska. He wanted. Do you remember? He wanted to buy. He actually bought tickets for himself and Elaine, and he wanted to go there, to move to Alaska, and I don't know, just fish. Yeah, fish over there and live over there and be free in Alaska. So, okay. Yeah. And Elaine wanted to go to Papua New Guinea. Do you remember? She wanted to build a plane and go to Papua New Guinea. That was her place of her dreams. Okay, everybody was dreaming about something different over there. So I think that every time when actually the fish was there, every time he was asleep. And fish was every time that there was some, I don't know, some important moment. So fish was like the indicator of something happening over there, something which stood on the way of this dream coming true, something like that, you know, just indicating some importance. Okay, that's an interesting thing, yeah. Do you notice some other metaphors, some other interesting things? How about his uncle's dreams? Do you remember? Or rather the uncle's father's dreams, which uncle wanted to continue. Do you remember that? About these Cadillacs?
Right. So how we call it, farms of Cadillacs or something.
Something what? Say it again.
Some farms of Cadillacs. I don't know when they stay in line.
So he wanted to sell as many Cadillacs, you know, like when you stack them one on another, they would reach the moon. So that was the idea. So actually his uncle's father, started this business like in the early 20th century, started to sell Cadillacs over there. So that was his dream. And do you remember that scene when his uncle dies? I liked that actually, when the ambulance just flew. So it shows us that the uncle dies actually. It flew to the moon. Do you remember? It flew to the moon. So he wanted to reach the moon. So the ambulance flying in the air and going to the moon actually shows us the uncle dies. So I think it was a cute, very cute moment in the story. Okay, any other scenes that you wanted to discuss?
The end.
The very end, okay.
When Grace flees and kills herself, and there is a thunderbolt that destroys the flying machine. I don't know what more happened.
Well, it's not. It does not destroy the flying machine. It destroys. It hits the tree. You know, it was like one big tree in the yard, and it hits the tree, and the tree, you know, was on fire. At the same time, she kills herself. Yes, but before that, so that happened on the Elaine's birthday, right? So there was the birthday.
I think Grace gives Elaine the money, I think.
Yes, she gives her everything. She gives her the house, she gives her the money, and she gives her the best present, right, for
The plane.
Elaine.
The plane.
The plane, yes, yes. So she actually fulfills her dream, right? She wanted to fly, and she gives this thing to her, okay?
But she decides to kill herself.
Right.
I don't
Why do you
understand
think she does?
Well, maybe because she wanted to be with Axel. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe she was frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
It
What do
must
you
be a
think, guys?
reason. It must be a reason. Someone doesn't kill themselves without an important reason.
Okay. What do you think, Ivan?
I don't know the reason, and
Yeah.
I think there can be that there is no reasons at all, because the girls just met or something.
You mean insane, crazy, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. I believe so. They are all crazy over there. They are not sane. That's definite. They all are kind of, neurologically crazy. Okay. Mm-hmm. Jorgen, what do you think? Can a person kill himself, herself with no reason?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, there should be a reason. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't understand it. In this case, they begin to like each other. So
That's right. That's right. He wants to be with her now. So, and she kills herself. She said that, okay, I will be with you now. Vasant, what happened? Herself.
I don't know, but there are some reasons to commit suicide for her. She had been with such a depressing life. Like her mom was living with many guys, and her dad was died, and many things happened. But now, so why didn't she commit suicide before that?
She tried, with a pantyhose. She tried. She was like yo-yo, going up and down. Yeah, but she tried. So probably it was not her first attempt, And this Russian roulette thing, what is it? Suicide, don't you think? So she was constantly doing that, I think. She has not value of her life. So as I see it, she just could not find her place in this life at all. And she didn't see any meaning of it, She had kind of everything, but she wasn't happy her whole life. Do you remember the scene when she said that she hates that she becomes her own mother, that she becomes so like her mother that she can, looks at her legs and they're crossed exactly like her mother's legs. So she hated that. So she said, just wait and you will become your parent later on. Don't you think it is true? I find it so true. And actually I can find in myself the features which I don't like in my own mother, and I see exact these features in myself. How about you guys?
I think it's not about us. I think it's about genome, about human. It should be so.
Well, yeah, but why? Why? You see this trait which you don't like, but why do you have it? You should be warned, not to, and train yourself not to have it. But still, you cannot do that.
I don't know. But I think we especially hate these features just because we have this. It's some relations between them.
Right. I agree actually with that. So we just probably some good features we just do not notice, right? So we notice only what we hate the most. Right. So I think that Grace just did not see the meaning, did not see the future. And actually, I think that she loved her mother, and she didn't want Axel to, break her heart as well. So I think she gave her everything that she owned, and just decided to disappear. I don't know, maybe it was her way to forgive and let her live her life as happy, Elaine's life, as happy as she could, probably. Maybe she thought that she was on her way for happiness because of Axel as well, Who knows? But she was crazy as well. That's for sure. They all are crazy over there. Probably Uncle Leo as the only sane person over there. I don't know. He seems sane to me. He's kind of reasonable guy. Okay.
Sans, you have a question?
Yes. Johnny Depp, he admired his uncle more than anyone. Right? So his uncle was like a role model, like a hero for him. But he denied to live with him, but he chose to live with the mother, the lady, elder lady. And he devoted his time to build the aircraft. So why is it? So what was the reason for spending your time with that elder lady? Just because she said that she loved him.
Well, there is sexual attraction there, so his uncle does not have the same features, as the lady. Well, and he does not like the car selling business. That's the main reason. So he's trying to avoid it, I guess. I don't know. What do you think, guys?
Because I thought because he was trying to help her to achieve her dream. So because he was a dreamer, so she is a dreamer. So yes, they know each other's feelings.
Right. Yeah. And I think that also there is something. Do you remember that Leo was the driver of the car which killed his parents as well? So probably there is some, I don't know, Leo blames himself, that's for sure. Yeah, he told him a couple of times that he still blames himself of being this driver. And probably, being a, yes, you can have a childhood hero. Usually it is your uncle or aunt, you're closer to those people than to your parents, because your parents are, they have to punish you for something you do. But your uncle, your aunt, they do not do that usually. They are for fun, just. So, and actually I think that Leo was kind of this uncle, he brought him camera, he was kind of fun to hang around. But after his parents died, that kind of changed, So that's after their death, he moved very young to New York, and I can understand that he wanted to kind of forget about that as well. And his uncle reminded him of this all the time, constantly, of the death of the parents. I'm sorry, guys, I need to take the phone.
Jürgen?
Yeah.
Talk?
Yeah. Axel talked about this when a beautiful woman looks at you, the male organs produce the amount of proteins.
Well, I don't think that it's true medically, but I understand the metaphor.
Yeah.
What about music, Jorgen? Do you like that in the movie?
Yeah, the last song I recognize, but I didn't notice the music this time. I don't know why, but the story was too bad.
I see. We have some questions on our Padlet, and I think it's Vasan's questions, right? Because he's the most, disciplined student.
Yeah, the best one. Yes.
So I don't think do we cover this one or not about the daughter suddenly changed her mind and celebrated her mom's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
We spoke a lot about this relationships, right? So, so it's probably something about that.
Well, she decided to finish everything, her affairs. So she decided to, give the best presents she could before she dies. Well, that's kind of silly as well, because of course she will remember, forever that on her birthday she killed herself. That's silly, so that's why. But, a lot of, there are some articles that I read about the suicides and these suicidal notes, they usually leave the notes, and in the notes they just write some silly things. They're silly to us, but not probably for the person. So yeah, I think that sane person cannot commit suicide, that there is something going on so awful in the inside of that person that he decides to do that. Well, it is hard for me to understand what's going on in the mind of the person who decides to kill himself. That's it.
Vasan's comment?
Yes. Till then, she was trying to smash the aircraft, and suddenly she changed her mind and she celebrated her mom's birthday. So what I thought when I was watching is, okay, she might have placed a bomb under the aircraft. So she is so confident about her mother's death. I thought like that.
I think that she was ruining this, just breaking this aircraft, those planes, just because Axel was building them. As soon as Axel decided that he wanted to be with her, and he told her that he wants to be with her, she stopped. So that was it for her.
Now I remember a scene, the one where Elaine flies with the airplane and attacks Paul, like the movie.
Yeah, exactly. And she had this, feeling.
He got a good training.
That was very funny. Yes. And Axel was crying, "Paul, why are you running over there? Get out of the way." Yeah. Yes, that's fun. And there were so many those funny moments, and at the same time they were so sad and ridiculous and ironic. That I like those movies for that. Kusturica's movies for that.
So time almost over, but what we can say about the moral of the story? What do you think? Can we just put in a few sentences or something?
Follow your dreams.
Interesting. Yeah. So probably Grace was following her dream. She wanted to reincarnate, so she tried to do it as soon as possible, to never die, to reincarnate, to become a turtle and never die. So if she believes in that, so she was trying to follow her dream as well.
Anything else? Vasants, Jürgen? Can you find a moral in this story?
Oh.
No moral for you.
Well,
Vasant, how about you? What do you find?
Yes, I agree with that. Follow your dreams. Do not suppress your dreams inside your mind. Otherwise, your mind will be affected and it will hallucinate.
And the fish will follow you. Yes, all you like. Yeah. Okay. What about you, Ivan? What do you think?
I don't know.
You don't know. No moral for you. Immoral movie.
I could not help to finish it properly. So what about moral?
You know, it's just this movie. It cannot be described in these terms. You know, like a moral, a logical moral of the story. So it's like an impressionist pictures. So you can look at the picture and everyone sees something different in it. You know, it's not even an impressionist thing. It's more like Matisse paintings for me, you know, just when you have so many colors, so many different details, and you know, it depends on your mood, it depends on the time of the year, actually, when you are watching it, when you are seeing it. It depends on so many things. You know, it's more works on your impressions, yes, on the thing that it, you know, ignites in you when you watch it. So for me, this story is very sad, you know, as well as very funny. So as I told you, so like two things at once: sorrow, grief, and joy, and this celebration together, you know, like blended together. So what I can say about Axel and about his dream. So I think that one of the things is one of his mistakes, like he got into this in the middle of those dreams, you know, in between two women. And that's a bad idea. That's a bad idea for everyone, to get in between two women, you know, and their different dreams. So, and he kind of tried to help both of them and failed. So I don't think that he'll be able to stay with Elaine. Of course not. He kind of fell in love with Grace. So he will be, you know, affected by this suicide, I think. So a lot of deaths, by the way, in the movie as well. So his uncle, his girlfriend, right? So a lot of sad things. I don't know. So I cannot say about the moral thing here.
That movie makes me think again about this genre, art house, and when you mentioned this impressionist painting, right? How you define that? It's something that you know, make you think about feeling more, right? But I define it different, you know. I define impressionist painting. It's something, you know, you think that it's just children speed they paints, and you need someone to say you that is an art, you know, and after you understand. So kind of the same for me with art houses. You know?
Well, you are free to feel and to think what you want. That's it. I think that this is the idea of the art. It's subjective. It cannot be, you know, just explained to someone. Your feelings are different than mine, but it doesn't mean that they are worse or better than mine. You know, just okay. You're free to feel whatever you want and think whatever you want, right?
But I was going to say that, you know, I needed you to introduce that movie for me to understand that it's.
Did you understand it?
At least now, second try is possible.
Okay. Well, I should say that every time when I watch it, and I watched it a couple of times, I find out some little details that I didn't notice the first time. Actually, Paul and his impressions and actually you need to know a little bit about the cinema, American movies, right? Because over there he is repeating the famous lines all the time. He's watching The Godfather, I guess, like some scenes from Godfather, and then from some other Scorsese, I guess movies, something like that. Very, very famous movies. And this is kind of a mockery of the culture as well. Through Paul, he's showing kind of an interesting thing about the cinematography and about those people who are trying to become great actors but do not understand what it is. That is why I think that he picked that impression without words. He knows so many wonderful scenes that he can repeat them, but he chooses this role without anything, without that was ridiculous. So there is no plane, and he's just standing there watching and just falling down. So there are so many interesting details over there. So probably next time you watch it, you will see them easier. You will pay attention to them more because there are a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So time almost over. We didn't finish a few questions here. I just found one in the chat. But I think we will ask Teacher Lee in the next movie class about, is it common to watch all these old movies in America? Because I seen that, I watched that many times, that in serials when people sit and watch black and white movies, old movies, and so don't forget this question. And thank you very much.
Retrospective, I forgot the term. So in the cinemas, they usually have this retrospective, showing. Yeah. So for example, they have Hitchcock week or something, and there are movies of Hitchcock on air. So they are black and white, and a lot of them. So I don't know if it is still a thing, but it used to be, I guess.
Sometimes I watch it such approach when when protagonist watches some old movie and it's kind of related to the story, and then they made this, how we call it, Eastern eggs, or how something, hidden story in that.
Yeah.
It's a clue for you to understand something, and they like this approach. So thank you very much, Diana, especially for you to lead this class, because without you it was not possible.
I'm happy to help.
Was Diana's favorite movie?
One of the favorites, yes, I like that.
Okay, so thank you for coming, and see you later.
Yeah,
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.